Jackets a franchise record 13th straight win with their 4-3 victory over the Bruins. What's the key behind this run here for the Blue Jackets?
Wow, you know what? It's hard to explain because they're not just winning, but they're really beating up on teams. They're outscoring teams by 2+ goals a game during this streak, and it's all hands on deck. It's not one superstar, two superstars leading the team. I mean, they have 12 players, 5+ goals right now. Everyone's contributing. Last night we saw it was their captain, Nick Foligno, scoring the winner. They blew a 3-0 lead. They come back. There's Foligno's goal to ice the win, a 4-3 win right there. And we're witnessing a little history here, Michael and Sal. Only 5 teams have had longer win streaks than the Blue Jackets' 13-game streak in the 99-year history of the National Hockey League. So we're witnessing something very, very cool. And right now, everything's working for the Blue Jackets. Exceptional goaltending. John Tortorella has everyone buying in. The stars are blocking shots. The defensemen are getting the puck to their skilled forwards. The puck's going in the net. They have the top power play, the top goal differential. They're one of the top scoring teams, top defending teams in the league. So everything's looking great right now for the Blue Jackets.
Yeah, no surprise here they're a top defending team under Tortorella. Top scoring team, top power play, those are different issues. Any similarities, David, to the 2004 Stanley Cup winning Tampa Bay Lightning team that Tortorella coached with this Blue Jackets team?
You know, Sal, there are some interest. And let's start in net. Okay, so you have a great Russian in Sergei Bobrovsky, a Vezina winner. Back in 2004 was Nikolai Habibulin. Look at the captain. You know, you look at Dave Andreychuk back from 2004, big lanky forward, journeyman to some degree, scored a ton of goals, 600+. And now they've got Nick Foligno, big, powerful forward. He's their, he's not their star player, but he's sort of the glue guy and the heart and soul of the team. There are a lot of similarities. They had some great young talent back in 2004. You saw Vinny Lecavalier and Brad Richards, Dan Boyle. They're a very young team. In fact, they started this year as the youngest team in the National Hockey League. So there's all sorts of similarities in that sense. I would say this year's team's a bit more of a blue-collar team compared to 2004. Those were white-collar guys, Lecavalier and Martin St. Louis and Brad Richards. They don't have those silky smooth superstars, but what they've got is a bunch of guys who are having great years. Sam Gagner, Scott Hartnell, Cam Atkinson, who no one talks about, 5'8" guy, an American guy from Connecticut, and he's just been exceptional, especially during this run. So right now, everything's firing right for this team, and maybe there are a few similarities. Tampa finished 2nd overall in the standings back in 2004, and then went on to beat the Flames in 7 games in the final. And this team right now, 1st overall in the NHL, and certainly surprising some teams early on in this season.
Yeah, it's a shame for the Minnesota Wild that the Blue Jackets are on the run they're on, because the Wild had to take second billing to this. But that leads us to this weekend's game. How much hype and excitement is surrounding a potential showdown where you have a combined 26 games won in a row by the Blue Jackets and the Wild if both of those teams take care of business before Saturday's game?
Well, we're witnessing history. This is just the 3rd time in NHL history that 2 teams have an 11-game win streak simultaneously. So we're witnessing 2 of the greatest runs in NHL history happening at the very same time. And you're absolutely right, Michael. Saturday night could be Columbus. If they can beat Winnipeg on Thursday, and if Minnesota can somehow slide past the Islanders on Thursday, which they're expected to do, you're going to have 2 teams, one with a 14-game winning streak, one with a 12-game winning streak going head-to-head, and one of those streaks will 100% be coming to an end. There's some work to do between now and then, and maybe these 2 games are trap games against Winnipeg and the Islanders because there is this anticipation of that Saturday matchup. But, hats off to Bruce Boudreau. That team, there's a lot of similarities in Minnesota to what we're seeing in Columbus. A team with the guys really playing out of their minds, fantastic goaltending from Devin Dubnyk. Eric Staal, just like Sam Gagner with Columbus, Eric Staal's having a phenomenal season, a guy who's almost been left and forgotten the last 3 years because he struggled so much in both New York and Carolina. So there's some great storylines to both these teams, and it would be great. You almost have to root that they both win their games tomorrow so that we see these 2 incredible winning streaks go head-to-head on Saturday.